is up and running so I can see all your beautiful comments. All right, we're live there, we're live there, we're live here. Welcome. Victoria, Frank, Eugene, welcome everyone whose name I scrolled past. And looks like we are up and running and the stream is going good. So far so good. All right, welcome everyone. We're going to be talking about Adobe InDesign. Welcome to InDesign Tuesday. It's been a while since I've done one of these on a Tuesday, but we are back. I'm going to just start a recording here, and as a matter of fact, we'll just jump over to my computer while I'm at it so you guys can see what I'm about to do. And I'm a one-man show here, so I'm doing all my own switching and controlling of the stream. Let's get that going, and let's start our recording. And let's go live there. And we are live. So again, welcome everyone to Adobe InDesign Tuesday. It is time to talk about InDesign. I normally do the InDesign streams on Tuesdays. It's been a while. It's been a couple of weeks. And I want to welcome you all back. And it's good to be back in front of you and talking about InDesign and some of the cool things that it can do. Whenever there are new things, I talk about new things, but sometimes there aren't new things. We just talk about things that it can already do that a lot of people don't realize it can do or how to do it. So that's exactly what today is about. It's about talking about how to incorporate video into your next interactive publication, whether it's an ebook or online. I'm fine. Twitter, welcome. I've missed the name here. Let me see if I can scroll back. Is it Eddie? Eddie, I'm fine. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. So with that said, first let's talk about the format, because InDesign for over 10 years has been about page layout. So why would I put a video in a page layout application? Because you intend to deliver that layout in a form that people can consume the video, whether that's online with the Publish Online feature that's built into InDesign, or even an ebook. Now, when video was first put into InDesign, the question was, well, why would I use video in InDesign? That was back in the days of Flash, and you could make an interactive Flash document from your InDesign document. Well, those days have kind of gone. The feature's still there for those who need it. But now it's all about creating your publication and either putting it out as HTML5 so people can look at it on the web, or an ebook so people can download it either for free or purchase your ebook from like the Apple iBook store. So however you do it. All right, so I got a couple of examples here. The first one is actually intended to be designed like an ebook. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll through it so you guys can see what it's all about. That's the cover. Here's the inside pages. And it just goes on and on and on. It's talking about a music group. There's an example of an InDesign table. And of course, when we scroll down, we get to this page, and this is the page where I want to put my video. Now, when we talk about putting a video inside of an InDesign document, well, the first thing you might think about is, well, do I shoot 4K? Do I do 1080p? Do I do 720p? What size video should I put in? And what I like to remind people is, while InDesign can support the higher res formats, that may not be what you want for your interactive publication, because the bigger it is, the longer it takes to play or preview on slower connections. For example, if you put it in an ebook like I have here, the longer that ebook will take to download. So the bigger the content, there's no getting around it, the bigger the file is going to be for the person consuming it. So the video I'm going to be working with, let me show it to you, is actually 720p. That is good enough. And here I've got it here, 1280 by 720. It's an H.264 MP4 video. It's got audio, of course, and this is what it looks like. So it's the musicians jamming and playing and doing their thing. All right, so they're in the studio and they're just playing. And I think you can actually hear that. So yeah, you should be able to hear that. All right, and then they jump to an interview. So that's the video I want people to be able to play when they get to this page of the ebook. So how do I get the video into InDesign? The same way you've always gotten things into InDesign. You can either go to File and Place. If I can find Place, or Command D or Control D on Windows, go find the video, bring it in, or you can do what I like to do since I know exactly where the video is, drag and drop. Now, when I drag and drop, that gives me the place gun just like it normally would, but you got the same considerations when you're placing a video in InDesign as you would with an image. If I click, it's gonna give me a 1280 by 720 window, giant window of the video. So here, let me click and show you. So there's my giant video, too big. So let me undo that because that's not what I want. The disadvantage though, I want to drag out the size that I want, but the disadvantage is InDesign always detects the aspect ratio of an image. So you don't have to hold down a shift key, you don't have to do anything, you just start dragging and it will keep the aspect ratio constrained so your video's not, or sorry, your image is not stretched. Unfortunately, it doesn't really detect the aspect ratio of videos. So I know a video is wide, 16:9 format. I'm not going to hold down any keys, but I am just going to drag out kind of a 16:9 window. And if I make it too tall or too skinny, this is what will happen. It'll go ahead and place the video, and I kind of got it just right. But if there was a little bit of white space, which there is down there, it will show me that little bit of white space in the frame. So it won't stretch the video necessarily, but it also won't make the frame fit it perfectly like it does on an image when you do that. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and drag that frame back up. And I've got my image in place. And by the way, if you're ever in doubt, let's see if this works. We can fit the frame to the content. So if you click the Fit Frame to Content button, that will make sure you don't have any extra white space left over, which the background's white anyway, it wouldn't matter. But you can go ahead and do that. So now my video is placed. Is that it? Is that all I need to do? Well, that is all you need to do, but you can do more. Like if you just place the video, that's it. It'll play. It'll, if we go and preview this, which by the way, I'm gonna have you switch workspaces, but if we were to go preview this, the video will be there and play. But you can do so much more. So first, to get to those controls, to be able to preview it, to be able to do more, to be able to add some controls to it, to be able to do some really cool InDesign-like things, we're gonna switch from the Essentials workspace, or whatever workspace you're on, up here in the upper right corner, and I'm gonna switch to the Digital Publishing workspace. Because when I go to the Digital Publishing workspace, it just gives me all the panels I'm gonna need to work with digital content like a movie. So for example, there's a media panel. When I go to the media panel, boom, there's my movie with all my options for what I can do with that movie. Play on page load. I don't recommend that because, especially if your video has audio, the last thing people want to do is be surprised by video. We don't, or audio, I should say. We don't want the video to start playing the minute they turn the page because that's annoying to most people, including myself. Don't ever do that if you expect me to ever read your content again. Dave Clayton's in the house. What's up, Dave? What's going on? All right, so the next thing, what? I didn't even know we can do this. Yes, the cure, you can do this. You can place video. All right, so the next thing, we don't want to do that. We don't need it to loop because it's just a one-time thing. You watch it, you want to watch it again, you play it again. The poster. Now, what's the poster? The poster is the actual image that people will see when they turn the page. So right now, if they got to this page on your ebook or your digital published document, that's exactly what they would see. That might not be the best looking frame, especially if your video starts fading from black. It would just be a black blank frame. We don't want that. So how can we get a different frame or a better frame? Well, you can play the video right here in the media panel. You can also just scrub. You can just grab the slider and scrub. Let's say that's the, oh, actually I kind of like that better where they're in the studio. Let me move that a little bit further. See if we can get a better image of that. Okay, let me play it again. Get a better image. There we go. They're in the studio, jamming. Actually, I kind of liked it back here. So let me go back, stop it. Let's say that's the frame I want. From current frame, just hit the refresh button and boom, that becomes your new frame that people will say. The video will still start from the beginning when they click play, but now they will see that as the frame. All right, so if I were to preview this right now, I just click the preview button at the bottom left of the media panel. It shows me what this would look like. And just like I said, that's the frame they see. They get the play controller. They can go ahead and play the video. The video does start from the beginning, and away they go. All right, I'm going to close the preview because while picking a frame from the video works, it may not be the best idea to convey the message you want. Maybe you want something on that frame or that poster that says, you know, live once in a lifetime interview with so-and-so, whatever you want it to be. So that's when you would use a custom poster frame. So instead of using one from the current frame, none, or standard, we can choose an image. But we got to go build it first. Let's pop over to Photoshop really quick. Let's go ahead. Nope, I had started working on one, but let's close that one. Let's not save it. Let's go ahead and choose new document. And again, we want it to be the same size as the video. So not the current switch down size. We want it to be actually the 1270 by 720. So the 720p version of the poster. We click OK. That creates the window, the size we need it. Now you can design this any way you want. So I'm just going to go grab a couple of images from here to place. We'll use that one. And we'll just put that in the upper left corner. And again, we're just making this up on the fly. You would design a better one than what I'm doing right here. But just to have something to fill this in, we're going to just go ahead and grab one more of these, not that one, that one. We'll go ahead and grab that one too. All right, we'll put that one in, and we'll put that one underneath the other layer. Once we get its size, we'll just move that down. Okay, so now we got that in place, and we can even lower the opacity on that one because we kind of want some text on top of it. So just grab our type tool, and I'm just, again, for the sake of time, I'm just going to put the word video. You would put whatever you want, have it say whatever you want, design this any way you want. I'm just showing you how you would do it. All right, so now we got that. We're going to go ahead and export that out. I'm just going to do a save for web. That should be 1280 by 720, not 1270. 1280 by 720, so it's be slightly stretched because I didn't do it the right way. But yeah, your 720p should be 1280 by 720. All right, so anyway, we got that. We're going to go ahead and save that out and go ahead and save. And we're just going to call it Vimes Video Thumb, JPEG. And that's it. Okay, so now we head back to InDesign and we just go to the same media panel. And we say, instead of from the current frame, choose an image. Go get that one you just made in Photoshop at the proper size, 1280 by 720, and click open. And that's it. Now that becomes the image that people see when they turn the page to play this video. And again, it could be anything you want. You can make it in any program you want. You're just using that as your example for what people will see. All right. Well, thank you, Augustus, and thank you, Brandy. I'm glad you guys like the work that I'm doing here and you like the videos. Okay, so now, besides putting a custom frame or poster, what can I do? The other thing you can do is, which this is pretty cool, this reminds me of the back in the DVD days, you can have navigation points and make buttons out of those. So for example, let's just go to, actually, we'll just go to the button panel. Let's go to the button panel. And there's a secret hidden feature in the button panel. It's the sample buttons and forms. Secret, top secret. No one knows it exists, but now you do. So I just brought up the button and forms panel, and I'm just using the flyout menu, and I'm choosing sample buttons and forms. And boom, gives me a sample button and forms window that I can choose from. Now these are kind of older. They have the whole aqua theme going on back in the day when aqua was a cool thing to do. But it gives me a button that I can use for now. I'm just going to go ahead and grab any one of these, drag it onto my page, and now I've got a nice blue aqua button. So if you ever need a quick button and you don't feel like building one yourself, there's your way to do it. All right, so you can go ahead and scale this. And we got our button in place. Now, what do I want that button to do? I want that button, let's put some text on it. Jump to the cool part. You ever wish there was a button that lets you jump to the cool part? I know people watching this are saying that too. Like, I wish you just had a button that let me jump to the cool part of your video. All right, but anyway, we got our jump to the cool part. We're going to go center that. We're just going to go ahead. I don't care what font it's in for now. This is just for demo, but we'll go ahead and make it white. And we're just going to go ahead and put that right on top of our button. And we need to adjust the leading on that. Oop, not that much, that much. And we got our jump to the cool part button. Now, what does that mean? That means that I can have a button that people can actually click on that lets them jump to the cool, what I think is the cool part of the video. So if we go back to the video, select the video, go back to the video, and of course you would pick whatever your cool part is, but let's say that's my cool part, whatever that is. I'm just gonna go ahead and say add a navigation point called cool part. Spell it right, cool part. And that's it. So I've got my cool part jump point. So now what I wanna do is select the button, go to the buttons panel again, make the button actually do something. So we're going to go ahead and make this a button. And the name of the button is going to be cool part. And on tap or release, add an action for the video that lets it play from navigation point the cool part. That's it. So when people don't want to watch the whole thing, they can just jump to the cool part of the video and save time. All right, so that's it. That's our document ready to go. So if I were to preview this now, I put everything away I shouldn't have. Let's preview this. I don't know why it makes the preview window so tiny, but let's go ahead and make the preview window bigger. So I can play the video, but I can always click jump to the cool part to get right to the cool part of the video.
No matter how serious you are.
So people can always scrub it and go back and play it from the beginning, but the jump to the cool part, people will love your publication if you do that. All right, so let's move on. Let's talk about, now this document, if I were ready to publish this out, I would simply go up to my file menu and choose export. And I would choose Epub fixed layout so that nothing moves around. And then I would go through the rest of the dialog process to finish that out. But before we do that one, let's jump over to this one. Now, this is a bigger, longer document that was designed to be published online. I've shown this document before. And so it's just multiple pages talking about a journey, a trip to Nepal. And it's got videos in it. Here's a video right here. And of course, it's just got text and buttons and all kinds of InDesign cool things, including InDesign animations. So if we were to go look at this on the web, this has already been published out. This is what it looks like. So if I were to refresh the page, it builds slowly with anticipation. 5 days from nowhere, visions from Nepal. Okay, and then that page will go away. And then the other, now this looks like a video, but this is actually just a long image using one of the animations to pan this panorama. And then all of these buttons fly on using the fly or move in animation. And of course, they all have rollovers, so I can jump to the next page. So if I jump to the next page, this is building. This is all InDesign. And there's my video. So if I were to click to play the video, you should be able to hear the cowbells, more cowbell. You should be able to hear the bells as the animals are walking by. And if I were to play this one, this is just playing this one. All right. So I don't know if this one had any sound, but anyway, that is video inside of InDesign. Now, how was that document published? If we go back to InDesign, that document was published using this button right up here in the upper right corner, Publish Online. So you just click Publish Online. It will walk you through the process to upload your document, get a URL for your document, and this is all hosted by Adobe as part of your Creative Cloud membership. So you don't pay extra for this. It's not building a website. It's just publishing the document that you just built as a document online, complete with all the InDesign interactivity, all the buttons that you made, and all the videos you placed, completely ready to go. So that is how to work with video inside of InDesign. Let's see. Let's make sure I didn't miss any good questions. All right. Let's see here. I think I got all of these one way or the other through my presentation. And let's make sure we didn't miss any here on Facebook. You're welcome, Frank. Cool, Dwight says. And I think I got everything over there. All right. Is it all public? Can we make it private? You can't make it private per se, like with a password, but it is public to anyone who has the URL. So as long as no one else has the URL, then no one would see it. But no, it's not. So technically, no, it's not private, because anyone, like maybe I send the URL just to you, but you share it on social media so everyone now can see it. So no way to make it private at this point. I don't think we didn't add passwords at this point for this. But you never know. The InDesign team is always looking to do new things. So maybe they might make a publish online with password option. I could have swore matter of fact, I could have swore they did that. Hold on. I'm starting to remember some things here. Let me go to my publish online dashboard. And I could have swore that I didn't mean to actually launch it. Let's go back. I could have swore that no, that wasn't one of the options. I thought it might have been one of the options where you could actually make it password protected, but I'm thinking of something else. All right, so with that said, cheers everyone. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.